Every parent dreams of seeing their child grow into a capable, confident, and successful adult. Yet success is often misunderstood. Many people imagine success begins with high grades, natural talent, or extraordinary opportunities. In reality, the foundation of success is built much earlier, inside ordinary moments that happen every single day. Long before children earn awards, start careers, or achieve their biggest goals, they develop habits that shape how they think, solve problems, handle failure, and relate to other people. The truth is that successful children are not raised through constant pressure or endless schedules. They are raised through small, consistent routines that strengthen their mindset over time. These daily habits quietly influence how children respond to challenges, make decisions, manage emotions, and believe in themselves. They become the invisible framework supporting everything children accomplish later in life. Today's world makes this more important than ever. Children grow up surrounded by distractions, instant gratification, social comparison, and constant stimulation. They have access to more information than any previous generation, yet they also face greater pressure to perform, fit in, and succeed quickly. In this environment, daily habits become anchors. They teach patience in a fast-moving world, resilience in moments of disappointment, and confidence that comes from genuine growth rather than external approval. The good news is that parents do not need expensive programs or perfect parenting strategies. They simply need consistent habits that reinforce healthy thinking every day. Success is rarely built by one big lesson. It is created by hundreds of small moments repeated over months and years. The first habit begins with something surprisingly simple: helping children start each day with purpose. Many children wake up rushing from one activity to another without taking a moment to prepare mentally. A calm morning routine changes that completely. Whether it begins with making the bed, eating breakfast together, sharing one goal for the day, or simply asking, "What is one thing you want to do well today?" These few minutes help children become intentional rather than reactive. Psychologists explain that predictable morning routines reduce anxiety because children know what to expect. Instead of beginning the day feeling rushed or overwhelmed, they start with structure and clarity. This gives their brain a sense of safety and control. More importantly, setting a daily intention teaches children that they have influence over their actions. Success begins when children believe they can make positive choices every day. These goals do not need to be extraordinary. A young child might decide to be kind to a classmate. Another may want to finish homework before playing. An older child might aim to stay patient during a difficult assignment. Each small goal trains the brain to think proactively rather than passively. As children repeat this habit, they begin seeing themselves as people who make decisions instead of simply reacting to circumstances. That mindset becomes incredibly valuable throughout school, friendships, and eventually adulthood. Once children begin each day with purpose, the next habit teaches them something equally important: the value of consistent effort. Many parents naturally praise intelligence by saying things like, "You're so smart," or "You're naturally talented." Although these compliments seem encouraging, they can unintentionally make children fear mistakes. They begin believing success depends on always appearing smart instead of continuing to learn. Successful children develop a different mindset. They learn to value effort above perfection. Every day, encourage your child to finish one task that requires persistence. This could be completing homework carefully, practicing a musical instrument, reading a challenging book, cleaning their room without reminders, or trying again after making a mistake. The objective is not flawless performance. The objective is building perseverance. Research consistently shows that children praised for effort become more willing to tackle difficult challenges because they understand that improvement comes through practice. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, they begin viewing challenges as opportunities to grow. This habit changes how children respond when life becomes difficult. Rather than saying, "I can't do this," they gradually begin saying, "I can't do this yet." That single word changes everything. Children who experience daily opportunities to work through frustration build emotional resilience. Their confidence no longer depends on immediate success. Instead, it comes from knowing they can keep improving through persistence. As this mindset develops, another essential habit becomes increasingly important because success requires more than hard work. It also depends on emotional intelligence. Every child experiences disappointment, frustration, excitement, jealousy, fear, and happiness. These emotions are completely normal. The difference is whether children learn how to understand them. Successful adults are not people who never experience difficult emotions. They are people who know how to manage them effectively. That ability begins in childhood through daily conversations. Spend a few minutes each day asking simple questions. What made you smile today? What felt difficult today? Was there anything that made you nervous? How did you handle it? These conversations do much more than gather information. They teach children that emotions are safe to discuss rather than hide. When parents listen calmly without immediately solving every problem, children begin developing emotional awareness. They learn to recognize feelings before those feelings become overwhelming. Neuroscience shows that simply putting emotions into words helps reduce emotional intensity. Children who can identify their feelings often regulate them more effectively than children who suppress them. Imagine a child who loses a game. Instead of shouting, crying uncontrollably, or blaming others, they begin recognizing disappointment, accepting it, and moving forward. That emotional flexibility becomes one of the strongest predictors of long-term success because life constantly presents setbacks. The child who learns emotional regulation today becomes the adult who stays calm during interviews, difficult conversations, workplace challenges, and personal disappointments. As children become more emotionally aware, another daily habit begins strengthening one of the most overlooked qualities of successful people: responsibility. Many parents unintentionally do everything for their children because it feels faster or easier. While this comes from love, it can prevent children from developing confidence in their own abilities. Children become capable by practicing responsibility. Every day, give your child meaningful responsibilities appropriate for their age. A younger child can put toys away, feed a pet, or help set the table. Older children can organize school materials, prepare simple meals, fold laundry, manage homework schedules, or help younger siblings appropriately. These tasks are not simply chores. They communicate a powerful message. You are capable. You contribute. You matter. Responsibility teaches children that their actions affect other people. Instead of expecting others to solve every problem, they begin asking themselves, what can I do to help? This shift from dependence to contribution builds genuine confidence. Parents sometimes worry that responsibilities make childhood less enjoyable. In reality, research suggests the opposite. Children who regularly contribute to family life often develop stronger self-esteem because they feel trusted and valued rather than constantly being served. Each completed responsibility reinforces competence. Each successful contribution builds independence. Eventually, children stop seeing responsibilities as burdens and begin viewing themselves as reliable individuals capable of handling challenges. As responsibility grows naturally, the final habit becomes the one that quietly strengthens every other lesson: modeling success through your own behavior. Children learn far more from observation than instruction. Parents often remind children to be patient while becoming impatient themselves. They encourage honesty but occasionally tell small lies. They ask children to limit screen time while constantly checking their own phones. Children notice these contradictions immediately. The most successful parenting happens when values are demonstrated consistently. If you want your child to become respectful, speak respectfully to others. If you want them to manage frustration calmly, let them watch you handle stressful situations with patience. If you want them to become lifelong learners, allow them to see you reading books, learning new skills, admitting mistakes, and asking thoughtful questions. Every action becomes a silent lesson. Scientists studying mirror neurons have discovered that children naturally imitate behaviors they observe repeatedly. This means your daily habits become your child's invisible curriculum. When children witness parents apologizing sincerely after making mistakes, they learn accountability. When they see parents keeping promises, they learn integrity. When they watch parents treating strangers with kindness, they learn empathy. These lessons cannot be fully taught through lectures because character develops through repeated observation. Children rarely remember every piece of advice they hear. They almost always remember how the adults around them behaved. This is why consistency matters more than perfection. Parents will lose patience sometimes. Everyone makes mistakes. The important habit is showing children how responsible adults recover after making those mistakes. A sincere apology often teaches more about character than never making an error at all. Over time, These 5 daily habits begin working together in remarkable ways. Purpose gives children direction. Effort builds resilience. Emotional conversations develop self-awareness. Responsibility creates confidence. Positive role modeling shapes lasting character. None of these habits require expensive resources or complicated parenting systems. Most take only a few minutes each day. Yet together they slowly transform the way children think about themselves and the world around them. Success eventually becomes less about external achievements and more about internal habits. Children begin believing they can solve problems. They become willing to work through discomfort. They understand that mistakes are opportunities to learn. They develop empathy for others. They take ownership of their responsibilities. These qualities become advantages that extend far beyond school. Teachers notice students who stay focused despite challenges. Friends appreciate children who communicate honestly and treat others with kindness. Employers later value adults who remain dependable, emotionally intelligent, and eager to keep learning. These outcomes do not appear overnight. Like planting a tree, the results remain invisible for a long time. Parents water the roots through daily habits while trusting that growth is happening beneath the surface. Months later, children become more confident. Years later, they become more responsible. Eventually, they become adults prepared to handle life's opportunities and difficulties with wisdom. Perhaps the most encouraging truth is that successful parenting is not about creating perfect children. It is about helping children become resilient enough to keep growing throughout life. Every family will experience difficult days. Children will forget routines. Parents will become tired. Schedules will become busy. That is completely normal. Consistency matters far more than perfection. A habit practiced imperfectly for years is far more powerful than a perfect routine followed for only 1 week. Remember that children are always learning, even when it seems like nothing is changing. They are watching, listening, absorbing, practicing, slowly becoming the people they will one day be. Every encouraging conversation, every opportunity to take responsibility, every calm response during conflict, every effort praised instead of perfection admired, and every purposeful morning creates another small brick in the foundation of future success. One day those bricks become confidence. They become resilience. They become leadership. They become integrity. They become the quiet strength that allows your child to succeed not only in school or work, but also in relationships, decision-making, and life itself. If you want to raise a successful child, begin with today's ordinary moments. Choose one habit and practice it consistently. Then add another. Small improvements repeated every day become extraordinary results over time. Your child does not need a perfect parent. They need a present one. The habits you build together today will become the mindset your child carries for the rest of their life. If this video gave you a fresh perspective on raising successful children, consider supporting the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and sharing it with another parent who wants to help their child build a successful future, one daily habit at a time.